My wife looked at me and said, "It's just the mask." It tightened my skin. And in that exact moment, I knew my marriage was already over. Before I continue, if you've ever been made to feel crazy for trusting your instincts, if you've ever been told your feelings didn't matter in a relationship, hit that subscribe button right now. Like this video, drop a comment, and buckle up, because this story isn't about cosmetic work. It's about betrayal, boundaries, and the quietest, most devastating kind of revenge. I've always thought my wife was beautiful. Not in a generic Instagram filter way. I mean really beautiful. The kind of beauty that sneaks up on you. The kind that lives in expressions, in smile lines, in the way someone's eyes soften when they laugh. She turned heads without trying, and I loved that she didn't even realize how magnetic she was. When we first got married, she barely wore makeup. She'd roll her eyes when influencers talked about fixing things. She used to say, "I don't want to look frozen. I want to look like me." I believed that woman was real. I married her. Then one day, I noticed something was off. It wasn't dramatic at first, just a strange tightness in her forehead. Her expressions didn't land the same way. When she smiled, her eyes moved, but the top half of her face didn't follow. It was subtle, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. I didn't say anything right away. I told myself I was imagining it, that I was being nitpicky, that it wasn't my place. But the feeling gnawed at me. Eventually, I sat her down. I remember my hands sweating, my heart racing, not because I was angry, but because I was scared. Scared of hurting her. Scared of being misunderstood. I told her how much I loved her natural face, how I loved the little lines that showed when she laughed, how the changes made her look puffy, shiny, almost paralyzed. I told her it was a turn off for me, not because she wasn't attractive, but because she didn't look like her anymore. I expected tears, or anger, or at least resistance. Instead, she nodded. She said she understood. She promised. She swore she wouldn't do it again. I wanted to believe her. So I did. 6 months passed. Then one morning, as the light hit her face just right, there it was again. That same tight, unnatural smoothness. That same uncanny stillness when she raised her eyebrows. My stomach dropped. When I confronted her, she snapped instantly, like I'd flipped a switch. "You can't tell me what to do with my body," she said. Defensive. Sharp. Cold. I backed off. I didn't want to fight. I let things cool down. Days later, we had another long talk. This time she softened. She admitted she saw my point. She promised again. Said she'd stop. And again, I believed her. 4 months later, she walked in wearing a mask. When she took it off, I saw it immediately. I asked her calmly, "Did you get work done again?" She didn't even hesitate. "This mask tightened my skin," she said. I stared at her. My chest felt hollow. My ears rang. It was such a lazy lie. Such an obvious one. And that's what hurt the most, not the treatments, but the disrespect. The assumption that I was stupid enough to believe it. When I called her out, the defensiveness came roaring back. Anger. Accusations. Gaslighting. That was the moment something inside me went quiet. I realized this wasn't about Botox, or fillers, or vanity. It was about secrecy. About lying to my face. About promising something, swearing on our marriage, and then doing it anyway, twice. I told her I was done. Not in a screaming way. Not dramatically. I said it calmly, almost peacefully. "You can do whatever you want to your face," I told her. "But I don't have to watch it. I don't have to be married to someone who lies to me." The next morning, I filed for divorce. And suddenly I was the villain. Friends told me I was petty. That I was shallow. That I was controlling. That I was throwing away a marriage over something so small. But here's the part they didn't see. They didn't see the way she looked me in the eye and lied. They didn't feel the slow erosion of trust. They didn't live with someone who promised, swore, and then said, "F you." With their actions. The real revenge wasn't yelling, or humiliation, or exposing her. The revenge was this. I stopped arguing. I stopped explaining. I stopped begging to be considered. I chose myself. When the divorce papers arrived, she cried. She said she never thought I'd actually leave. That she thought I'd get over it. That it wasn't a big deal. And that's when I knew I made the right decision. Because marriage isn't about control. It's about consideration. If she had come to me with something that deeply bothered her, something that changed how she saw me, I would have stopped without hesitation. Not because she demanded it, but because I valued her opinion more than my ego. Walking away wasn't petty. It was precise. It was final. It was justice. Now, when I look back, I don't feel anger, I feel relief. The kind that settles into your bones when you realize you didn't betray yourself. Sometimes the most powerful revenge isn't loud. It doesn't leave scars. It doesn't seek applause. Sometimes it's just the quiet strength to say, you don't get to lie to me anymore. If this story hit home, if you've ever trusted someone who broke that trust and then blamed you for reacting, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments what's the quietest revenge you've ever taken. Because sometimes, walking away is the loudest statement of all.